Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Kim, a fairly average mum, and today I thought I'd stick my makeup on, answer a few questions and give you a few life updates. So let's get cracking. Hiya, so I'm filming this on Sunday and yeah, I've had a nice day to be honest. I've been pottering around in my flat, tidying up, putting loads of washing in, things like that. Not exciting, but necessary jobs I've been doing. My hair's clipped up, I've not just had it all cut off. Right, so I needed to put my makeup on, so I thought, you know what, that people have asked me some questions recently underneath my videos and I haven't got round to answering them, or a lot of them, so I thought stick my makeup on and have a chat with you, just tell you a few life updates and things. So yeah, so let's get cracking with it, like I say. So first I'm going to put on this Avant hyaluronic acid moisturiser with jojoba. Don't even know how you say that. Jojoba, right? Jojoba oil, lectin, avocado. The only one out of those I know is avocado, right? Okay, so let's whack a bit of this on. I always put it on the back of me. Oh, is this the one that I normally use? Age Radiance Pro Intense Hyaluronic Acid. I thought this were a different one, but we're giving it a go. Watch, this will be an evening one that I'm supposed to be putting on. Anyway, it's getting slapped on my face. Okay, so I've got some new people to my channel. Welcome to my channel. I'm so pleased to have you. And some people who've been here since day dot, right, with me. So I thought, right, I'll catch you all up on where I am with my life and everything. Okay, and I'm sorry for those of you that have been with me since day dot if I'm repeating myself in some ways. But I just wanted to catch everybody up, okay. Right, so all right, so I'm 54. I currently live in what used to be my daughter's flat, right? How this happened was, I was living with somebody, and I'd not been living with them for that long, if truth be known. Okay, I'm just going to carry on with my makeup. I think that's all right. You know, it feels really nice. That smells lovely. Right, it wasn't the one I thought I was putting on, but it is the one that's now on. Right, so next up, the only foundation that remotely matches me at the moment is this Primark one, but I actually quite like it. It's a bit more heavy coverage than I normally go for, but I'm going with it because it's, the, like I say, the only one that matches my skin, or there or thereabouts. Yeah, see what I mean? Right, it's pretty okay. And I'm using this water egg, which I think is a Real Techniques. It is in fact a Real Techniques water egg. Most of these products I got in beauty boxes, beauty subscription boxes like Glossy Box, Rocker Box, Look Incredible, or Birchbox. Right, those are the ones that I get. Okay, and I'm going to have to use the mirror. Which mirror I'm going to use? This one. On me highlighter that I'll be using later. I'll tell you about that later. Right, so I've currently, I work in childcare. Okay, I haven't always worked in childcare. Back in the day, oh, well, I've done everything. No, not everything, that's an exaggeration, Kim. Don't be soft, you can't possibly have done everything. Right, so I wore a childcare worker, like a nursery nurse, what we used to call it. Before my kids were born, that's what I'd done straight out of school. And I mostly worked for education or social services. But then, when I had my kids, I've got 4 kids, right? So when I had my kids, I decided that childcare at that point were very different to it is now. There weren't as many daycare sort of providers, private daycare providers. So mostly nurseries were sort of education run. There were some, but they were quite expensive. And I, as a childcare provider, as a person myself, you know what I mean, a childcare worker, I didn't provide anything, right? I worked. Okay. So as that person, I wouldn't have earned enough money to put my children into childcare. So I stayed at home for a few years while my kiddies were little. And then when my youngest daughter was 2, I was sort of looking for something to do with my time. I'm going to have to put a bit more foundation on because despite the fact it's full coverage, I haven't covered everything. Okay, so when my youngest daughter was 2, I luckily managed to get a place at the college nursery to go back and do art, right, which were a foundation course in art and design. And I proper loved it, honestly, really wanted to do it. My kids were in at the college nursery, and so I went and did that. I'd started doing that because I'd gone to night classes, and at some point somebody had mentioned me going and doing a degree, and I'd done some modules of a humanities degree, but then decided that the thing I'd always wanted to do were art. It was the subject I loved at school, so I ended up doing that. And so one thing led to another. I did a foundation, then my degree, then my master's degree, then I did a PGCE. So I ended up becoming a lecturer at college. And I loved doing it. I really loved doing it. The only problem was I hated the observations, absolutely hated being observed, because they'd come into your class, they'd judge on things that weren't even out to do with you, like the classroom wasn't fit for purpose kind of thing, as if I had a choice which classroom I were in, you know what I mean? I didn't build the building, I was just making the best of what I'd got, you know, so I hated the observations. And as time went on, I got the fear, right, which, you know what I mean? I got the fear of these observations and decided that I would sort of move. I ended up, and also at the college, every year there were a round of redundancies. And so you ended up, somebody's seat were taken away every year. It was getting a smaller and smaller and smaller number of seats, you know, that you could fill. So I ended up taking a post as a progress coach, which basically were about helping students to succeed. And I got put with childcare and health and social. Okay, so I'm sitting there each day talking to students who are doing childcare courses and health and social courses at FE, this is, right, okay, what am I putting on next? Right, I am going to, right, this is a backwards way of doing this, but I'm going with it anyway. So I'm going to use this, which is a blusher by Duce, right? Can you see it with all the finger marks on it? Absolutely love it. It looks like that. Really nice colour. I'll use the mirror on this. And I've got, oh no, wrong brush. And I'm using this brush, which is a Profusion one. I think I got this at B&M in a set in the sale after Christmas. Okay, and I've never used it, so I'm giving it a go. Right, so I'm going to put a bit of blusher on. Now I know that this is quite pigmented, so I'm going to try my best to blend it. I'm sure this isn't right brush. But anyway, right, so I ended up being a progress coach, and then and a variety of other things. Progress coach, team, just dropped that on the floor, okay. Progress coach, team leader, and then I ended up taking a position as an enrichment engagement officer. Now at this point, I were in a relationship with somebody, somebody else. This is not just the partner just gone, right? I'd been on my own for years. I'd not been in like relationships for years and years and years while I'll bring my kids up from when I got divorced from my husband. So, but I'd met this guy, and we'd ended up sort of living together, one thing and another. Anyway, that relationship came to an end, quite upsettingly, if truth be known. I was really upset about it. You know, if he cheated on me, right? Just put it out there. You don't know who he is, so I can say it, can't I? He cheated on me. And so I ended up on my own, and I moved into a flat. Now, just prior to this, because I could see my relationship was failing and things, and I was quite unhappy doing the job I was doing, I sort of decided I'd go back to childcare, because I'd been working with these students who were doing childcare, and thought, that's what I want to do. I'm going to want to go work with babies again, you know. So I decided to take a position at the place near to where we lived. The problem was that then shortly thereafter, after just a couple of months or so, well, a bit longer than that, maybe, I'd probably been there quite a while, but my relationship broke down. So I moved out of that place and got myself a flat just along the road from where I am now. Right, let me find this thing that I was dropping on the floor. So this is by Illamasqua. It's a highlighter. Totally love it. Absolutely love it. It's really, really pretty. Let me show you. So yeah, it's very, very light though, very white. So it wouldn't like go with you know, a lot of skin tones, I think. I think it's got limited sort of matchability. Right, okay. So, but it goes all right on me, just. It might even be a bit light for my skin. So anyway, but I'm going to use it. So I'm using this other brush that I think I got at Savers or maybe Poundland, somewhere like that. And I'm just going to bob a bit of this on. Let's see if that's going to lighten me up a bit. Can you even see it? Goodness knows, I don't know. It's probably going in all my wrinkles and everything. Right, so I ended up moving into a little flat, which I loved. Absolutely loved that little flat. Loved it more than I love this one, truth be known. But I moved into that, I were on my own. Got another job in childcare next to where I lived, just down the road. And loved that job. Absolutely loved it. Loved it more than the first childcare job I'd had, which I thought were going to be difficult because I did like that one a lot. But I worked with these amazing women that were just the funniest women, honestly. And I think that's what makes it so lovely. When you're working in childcare, you're working with a group of people who are very hands-on looking after babies. You have to see the funny side of stuff. You know, you're not laughing at the children, but if you don't see the funny side of your day, then it's going to be a pretty depressing day. I think that's true in a lot of jobs, that actually the people you work with really make the job, don't they? I loved it working with those women. They were so funny, so nice. We chatted all day in between looking after these children. It was just the nicest job. Right, and then what happened to the world happened. So I'm sticking a bit of this on the end of my nose and down here. I'm trying to make a silk purse out of a sow's here, but we're going with it. Right, so, and then what happened to the world happened to the world. And we were furloughed and everything. And then I came home this one day. Now, at this point, I'd started seeing somebody else. And, you know, it were okay. You know, we were having a nice time and what have you. I came home one day from his, with him, right, to my flat. And there's a letter saying that I've been made redundant. And I thought, oh, God, right, I'm on my own in this flat. How am I going to survive, right, now I've been made redundant? How are you going to get a job at that point? You can't, right? It were just about impossible. Unless you were a delivery driver, and I don't drive, to get a job at that point. Okay, I'm just leaving it at that. Right, okay. So, I ended up, he said to me, come and live with me. So I said, yeah, all right. So I did, right. Like I said, at the time we were having a nice old time. I thought, this is going to be fine. So I packed up my flat. It were only a tiny flat. It was smaller than this. This has got 2 rooms plus a bathroom. That's all. So where I'm sitting now is actually my bedroom and living room together. And then there's a kitchen diner over there. And then I've got a bathroom. My other flat were what used to be known as a bedsit, right? Everything were in one room, apart from I had a bathroom and quite a big cupboard. Right, like walk-in cupboard. But I did love it. So I didn't have a massive amount of stuff to move. So I gave some stuff away, took other things, and I went to move in York with this guy, right, okay. So skip forward to the beginning, sort of last year, and I got up one morning, the relationship were over, my clothes were in the car, right, okay. Not much warning, it were just, that were it were done, do you know what I mean? So my daughter had this flat, but she'd moved in with her boyfriend at the time. He's no longer a boyfriend. And I'll tell you briefly about the children that I used to buy for as well in a minute, but I'll tell you this first. So this flat was standing empty because she was finishing her degree. And so she'd not packed it up or anything. So there was still all her furniture in here. But she was just so busy doing a nursing degree. I haven't even told you what I'm putting on here. I'm using this Benefit Brow Styler. It's got this end, which is like a pencil end. And then it's got this end, which dips into this pot of colour here. Right, I use that second and I use this bit first when I'm using this. I quite like this. I've got 2 of them. I didn't realise I'd got 2 of them. But I have in fact got 2 of them. Once I sorted all my makeup out and put all my eyebrow products together, I realised you've got 2 of these. Right, okay. So that's how much I like it. I bought it twice. Okay, so this place was standing empty, and thank goodness for that, because otherwise I don't know what on earth I'd have done. Right, so my daughter said move into mine and just take it over if you want. So she were, you know, in this relationship and what have you, finishing a degree. So I moved in and sort of took this place over. And she's were living with her partner at the time, and he was the one who had 2 children. Okay, so so those were the children that I bought for. They were not biologically my grandchildren, and they weren't biologically her children. They were his children from a previous relationship. So I used to buy for them. Now that relationship's ended. So when I said the other day I don't have any grandchildren, I've not written grandchildren out of my life. It's not that I've disowned them. It is just that relationship has now come to an end. So obviously I no longer see those children. So so that were that really. But and my daughter, just as if luck could have it, my daughter's trying to ring me, but I'll give her a call back once I've slapped on my makeup. Okay, so so she moved in here for a couple of weeks, and now she's got her own place. So we were both living here at one point, not that long ago actually, which is why my channel's been a bit hit and miss, because she was working nights and I was working days, so there wasn't a right lot of time to film. So I've managed to sort of do bits in between time, but for the most part, you know, it's been a bit hit and miss, so I do apologise for that. So that sort of answers where the grandchildren have gone. Like I say, they've not disowned me, I've not disowned them. It's just my daughter's relationship with this fella broke down, right? So that's my children. So as far as me jobs go, right, since I moved here, I'll be honest about it, I had a really tough, for all I didn't say much on YouTube, I had a really tough year last year. I just found, having had 2 relationships break down and moved so many times over the period of sort of 5 years, I had a really tough year last year. And I ended up taking several jobs. You know, I did supply. I were working at one particular place where, and this is how my judgment is not always that good, where I thought it was going to be lovely, turned out it really, really wasn't. So I had a tough time there as well. But then, having done a bit more supply and what have you, I've got this amazing job now, right? And it feels like I've gone back to working with really funny people again, which is what makes your day go by, isn't it? Let's be honest. Who'd be working if it wasn't that we needed the money? You know what I mean? There's very few people who would be working. And for all I absolutely love my job, I've even made those match. Are they okay? I have to tell you something as well. I'm spraying my hair with that L'Oreal stuff because I haven't had the time to go, all the money to go get myself an hair appointment. So my roots are really bad. So every time I wash my hair, I have to spray with that stuff. But anyway, so if you can see grey, that's why. Okay. I think those eyebrows are going to have to do. I'm sure that one's better than that one. I think that one's a bit smudgy. But I've got cataracts. You know what I mean? Right. Which is nature's way of protecting me from my failing looks. Okay. Because when I look at myself, can't see the wrinkles. Okay. So I'm going to use this. And I'm just going to darken up a bit over the top of this eyebrow in particular. I'm sure. Oh my goodness. Not that much, Kim. I don't know about this. I might have to wipe some out from underneath because that looks incredibly smudgy there. Let's get rid of some of that. Okay, that's going to have to do. All right, this one has got a massive smudge underneath it, but I have literally nothing here to get it off, right? Okay, so, yeah, and I've got quite a bit round my nose. I don't know, my foundation round my nose. What am I doing? Oh dear. Anyway, right, so that's going to have to do. So I thought what I'd do is I'd have a go at this Smashbox palette that I thought looked the most boring palette I've ever got in my life, right? But because it's all mattes, right, I haven't even taken plastic off the mirror. Right, look at it. It's quite boring, isn't it? But I thought I'd give it a go, you know. Don't know what colours I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use these pinkier tones here. This pink and purple one, and just see whether I can make that work for me. Let's take the plastic off here. because I am keeping it. Ooh, can you take it off? Yes, look at that. Lovely. That's just, that's satisfaction. That's like opening your pot of coffee and whacking your spoon in through that bit at the top. Right, so I've got 2 brushes here. I've got one that's too big that I got from Savers and one that I got somewhere else. It might be a Real Techniques one, no clue. Anyway, what I'm going to do is try this pinkish tone there and see whether I can get that. No, I'm not. I'm going to start with the darker one, the purpley one, and put that in my crease. Okay, so yeah, having had a really tough year last year, this year has started really well. I've got this lovely little job. I say a little job. I work a lot of hours, but still, it's straight along the road from me. I literally can walk there in 10 minutes, right? It's 10 minutes away from my door. Sometimes we get half an hour dinner, it depends on staffing. If we get an hour, I get to come home for my dinner. It's fantastic, honestly, I love it. I get loads of sleep because I'm not spending hours travelling. It's just a lovely job. I really look forward to going there. And that, you know, that says something, doesn't it? That, you know, if you love your job, what's that saying? You love your job, you'll never work a day in your life, you know what I mean, right? Because it just feels like such a pleasure to be there. I'm shattered by the time it gets to Friday night. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm knocking on. And I work with babies, you know, so they need a lot of picking up. We do lots of nappy changes, set up activities for them, take records, you know, like keep records, all sorts of things, do observations, that kind of thing. But it's just such a nice job to have. The babies are amazing, absolutely amazing. It's a really busy room, right? And that, it means it's thriving, honestly. The setting is thriving. It's just so lovely. There's, like, some days we've got 14 babies, do you know what I mean? And there's good staffing for that, because the staffing ratio with babies is 1 to 3, which means that there's a lot of staff in the room. There's lots of people, you know, doing different jobs, lots of things going on. It's just a really fantastic job. I absolutely love it. I'm so blessed to have got this job, so blessed. I can't tell you how happy it's making me. And it's just such a change from all the last year's nonsense that went on. And me moving around job to job, I just feel so happy to have it. So, and also now, because I'm not in York, I'm back in Bradford. And that is how we say it, right, Bradford. With a T, not a D, right, okay. But I'm so happy I'm back here because I'm near to all my family. I've got space if my son wants to come and visit, that, you know, I've got a bed settee here. So if my son wants to come, because he lives in Sheffield, but all my daughters live around here, so I'm absolutely surrounded by people I love, and it's just so nice. Absolutely loving my life at the moment. So I've put a bit of that underneath, right, me lower lid and in my crease. So what I'm going to do, and actually I really like it, okay. So having moaned about this palette before, I actually really like it. There's a really dark sort of black colour if you wanted to do a smoky eye as well, which I'm not going to do because I'm just doing daytime look. But yeah, so that's what's going on with my life, really. So I just wanted to fill people in, you know. Like I say, I've got 4 kids and I'm in touch with them all regularly. And they're all doing fantastically well. My daughter's doing my oldest daughter's doing a master's. My son's an axe thrower, which is absolutely perfect for him. Honestly, I would have never thought, right, what's Jake's perfect job? But I'm telling you, the perfect job for my son is an axe thrower, because he's creative, he's funny, you know, he's got such a dry sense of humour sometimes, but he's absolutely hilarious. And, you know, he looks like a Viking. So, yeah, full beard, ponytail, so fantastic. Couldn't think of a better job for my son. One of my second youngest daughter is a nurse, and my youngest daughter's doing her degree in textiles and is working as well. So they're all really busy, all alarm going past. Right, drat, I knew it. Right. And if you don't know that tale, I'm sure I've just told it in another video, but I literally live on the main roads where ambulances, fire brigade, everything go past. As soon as I sit down to do a film, do a video, an alarm goes past, sometimes more than one. So I'm sorry about that. It's just part of the course where I live. Okay, I'll just stab myself in my eye with my brush. Okay, so I've put that pink over my lid, over my actual lid, my true lid, and I'm just sort of blending it into the inner sort of corner of it. Now, there's not a really like sort of white to do on the inside corner here, but since I just like a 2-eye shadow look, I'm just gonna leave it at this, you know. I actually really like this palette. Good old Smashbox. Oh, actually, I'll use one of these ones at the top, which I'm not sure whether they're actually highlighters, but I'm just going to use a tiny little bit and put it on the inside corner just to lighten that up. There's one to match both sides, you know, to match the brownie ones and the pinky ones, but I quite like that. Is that okay? Is it blended out or in? I mean, my brows are shocking. This brow, look at this bit here. Anyway, I'll sort it out off camera. Right, I've forgotten to get me mascara, so I'll just grab it. Okay, as always, I'm going to use this Lancome mascara. It is undoubtedly my favourite mascara I have literally ever had in my life. And I love it, right? I got it in Look Incredible box, I think, but I absolutely love it. So I'm just going to use this and put a bit of mascara on. So yeah, so that's where I am with my life at the moment. So as far as plans go, I am absolutely, we were laughing at work the other day about the fact that maybe at some point I'd be in a relationship, right? And I said to everybody at work, no, look, I'm not in a relationship, not because I don't know how to get in a relationship. It's not that, because I work with quite young people, they must look at my mush and think, yeah, she's never going to find anybody else, right? But, you know, when you compare me to other people my age, I look about as pagged as everybody does. So, yeah, so it's not that. I don't think that, I mean, actually, there are some people who look significantly better than me. But, you know, there are people who look about as pagged as me. So it's not that I can't get anybody else or I wouldn't know where to look for anybody else. You know, even old people know how to use Tinder these days. But so it's not that, right? It's just that I absolutely have no desire to be in another relationship with anybody for the foreseeable future. I just have been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. I've been in 2 relationships that have ended, leaving me homeless in the past 5 years. So no, thank you. I'm not about that life. I'm just going to stick here in my little flat and I'm very happy I'm here. It took some doing to feel at home here, but I do feel at home here. I've got some lovely neighbours in the flats here. And like I say, I'm 10 minutes away from my work. I can come home on my dinner time. It takes no cleaning and tidying the place. So it's perfect for me. Absolutely perfect. The only thing I don't like is the 30 steps I have to climb to get up here. Do you know what I mean? Right. And I can see once I'm once I'm in my 60s, there might be a bit of a chore, particularly when you're dragging up shopping and things. So that might be the only thing that's an issue, but I'm prepared to work with it for the time being. If I move, you know, it'll just be somewhere very near because I love that short walk to work. And I can see as the summer months come as well, it's going to be lovely. I'll be home in no time. And I live really near to a lovely park. So I'll be able to go, even though I don't have an outside space here to sit out and everything, I'll be able to use that park to go and spend my time over the summer. And so no desire to be in a relationship again. It's funny, somebody sent me an email the other day and we were laughing at work because it were a guy sent me an email like this, right? You know, as if in some way I were going to like, oh, drop everything, right? Yeah, definitely, I'll message him. No, thank you, right? Don't send emails like that to old women, right? We're past it. We're not impressed by your biceps anymore. Goodness me. Right, that's going to have to do. It's a very light look, and that eyebrow is definitely going to need sorting. But I just thought I'd stick a bit of lippy on while I'm here as well. So this one is a Laura Mercier sample one. And I think I've only tried it once, but I thought pinkish. This is pinkish, right? There's no other thought goes into my makeup than that. None. That's a pinkish eye. I'll go for a pinkish colour lippy. Right, okay. So I'm going to stick this on. Wow, that is quite pink. It's more pink than I thought. Oh, I don't know if I like this. Nope, don't like that. Let me go find another one. That is way too jazzy pink for me. No, that's not one I want to use. 1 minute. Okay, I'm going to go with what's one of my favourites, which is this NARS. What colour is it? Does it actually say on it? I can never remember. It's like a pencil thing, but it is pinky. And it's Velvet Matte Lipstick, but it doesn't tell me colour. It's that colour, but it's really nice. I like it. So yeah, that's my life updates and everything. I hope you're all doing well. And you know that everything's going well for you. You know, we all have our struggles, don't we? You know, we really do. Goodness me. And last year were a bad year for me. A really, really bad year. It wasn't good at all. But, you know, you got to keep smiling. I mean, you know what I mean? Right? Some of the disasters that have befallen me have been so dramatic that actually last year pales into insignificance next to them. But anyway, I'm glad I'm through it and into this year. And this year is feeling a whole lot better. Anyway, that's everything for today. If you've liked this video, please give us a like. It really helps us out. And if you like this kind of content, you might want to consider subscribing. I've left all my contact details in the description box just in case you want to contact me for any reason. But thank you very much for taking a few moments out of your day to spend with me. Bye!